Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This video is about using compassion to increase your motivation, insight, courage, and joy despite any pain in your life or in the lives of others. Compassion is like your superpower. It is your superpower. It gives you the ability to feel emotions for others and for yourself, while at the same time strengthening your ability to reach for and create life beyond the current experience. Motivation is embedded in compassion. In this video, I will explain what compassion is, 6 ways to access and enhance your compassion, how compassion protects you from being pulled into frustration or hopelessness, and what nature teaches us about compassion. In another video, I explain the importance of compassion in building human systems and societies, so you can look for that video on this channel. During this video, keep in mind that compassion is not so much something that you create, but a power you access when you remove any obstacles that are blocking you from it. Sometimes we are aware of the importance of intentionally opening ourselves up to compassion, but often we wait for compassion as if it will just show up for us. You are the only person responsible for your compassion. When you intentionally stay tuned into compassion, it guides you in understanding both the emotional and practical ways to move your life's purposes forward. Because the amount of compassion's power in your life is up to you, if you don't have compassion for someone, it is not because of them, it is because of you. Without compassion, you can be bogged down under the problems of the world. But with compassion, you are compelled into deeper insights, hopes, and motivation to act, all in alignment with realistically possible solutions. So how does compassion work? Well, that's what this video is about. I'm Dr. Lynette Wiest, and this video is about the superpower of compassion. Specifically, the video includes information about what compassion is, the benefits of compassion to your life, including the freedom to not be enveloped in the world's problems, how to remove obstacles to compassion, the security and opportunities compassion creates, and how compassion, or the lack of it, operate as a boomerang. This video channel includes over 100 videos about improving your life, improving relationships, expanding your understandings of man-made systems, naturally occurring systems, and more. So please subscribe to the channel and share it with others and click the like button. The point of this channel is to improve and inspire and motivate the best of ourselves and make living in this world a wonderful experience for everyone. So what is compassion? Well, the Dalai Lama describes compassion as, quote, a totally unbiased mind that wishes for the liberation of all sentient beings from suffering and cannot be mistaken for pity, which may have a connotation of superiority towards the object of compassion, end quote. Compassion is different than empathy or pity. Empathy is, in part, the ability to understand the perspective of another. And you can look for a previous video on this channel about the importance and impact of empathy. Pity is emotional sorrow towards someone. Compassion means to feel with or feel together, and it creates a motivation from feelings that you experience. You experience compassion when you see and allow yourself to feel into another's experience and to feel motivated to act in order to relieve their pain or embrace their joy, or both, depending on the situation. You can also experience compassion for yourself. For example, you can feel into your younger self in earlier times, and I'll say a bit more about that in a minute. Some ingredients in compassion include honesty, respect, acceptance, humility, and reverence. Compassion is like a boomerang, and as you strengthen and empower it, it strengthens and empowers your life's meanings and purposes, and I will talk more about that in number 5 coming up. So, What are the 6 ways to strengthen and empower your compassion? Number 1 is how to broaden your orientation to compassion. Compassion is not so much something you create. Orient to compassion as an experience you enter into. As such, you want to find and expand your personal and unique doorway into compassion. This will expand your energy and your motivations that grow from all that compassion gives you. Realize that compassion can be for yourself and for others. For yourself, it's in valuing your life and all the steps you have encountered along the way, including what you see as mistakes. These steps have gotten you to where you are and where you are going. So have compassion for the person you were at each point along the way of your journey. This helps to heal any lasting effects that do not support your joy or your purpose or your meaning now. Remember that in every step, you have been doing your best with the tools and understandings that you'd had at the time. Compassion towards others builds your power and your creativity so that you can expand the orientation of your life beyond just your own life. Compassion expands the territory of your opportunities to create joy and purpose and meaning by creating them in both your own life and every other life as well. The Buddha said, quote, "All beings tremble before violence. All fear death. All love life. See yourself in others. Then whom can you hurt? What harm can you do?" End quote. This explains a doorway to compassion. This violence that Buddha refers to can be physical, emotional, mental, or anything that is not what you want others to do to you, or anything that is not in accord with love. We become more compassionate when we sense with love the experience of another or of our own past selves. Compassion actively brings meanings and purpose into your experience, no matter if your compassion is witnessed by others or not. Compassion actively takes place within yourself, and by virtue of its existence, it makes a difference within you. It lets love pour through you, regardless of any positive or negative feedback from others. It's similar to unconditional love in that it is not controlled by or overpowered by reactive feedback. Compassion is a superpower, giving you insight, energy, encouragement, and motivation to see beyond what you thought were limits to problem solving. The power and wisdom of compassion have no limits. When you orient to and activate compassion, it increases the health of your mind, of your emotions, and of your life, and the lives of all those around you. This strengthens your ability to make decisions for yourself and for others according to what is most beneficial for all life. And this enriches all of your own experiences. As you expand the territory of your orientation to compassion, your awareness of life expands, as does your power, your wisdom, and your joy. Whatever obstacles are limiting your compassion are unnecessary baggage that you're carrying. You have the power to let go of anything you thought was in the way of your ability to care about every life. Number 2, protect your compassion from outside influences. Your ability to be compassionate is not dependent on anything outside of yourself. If you believe compassion for others or for yourself must be earned, or that compassion must be given according to the cause of the situation, then you limit your compassion and you limit your ability to create meaningful solutions. Compassion is a motivation towards solutions, and it's not decided by or limited by the causes of problems. And while it may seem foolish to have compassion for people who are enveloped in the problems of the world, problems like hatred or violence or divisiveness or selfishness, having compassion is a key that sets you free from being enveloped in the problems of this world. When what you see is painful, be aware that it can be difficult to lay aside blame and judgment. But blame and judgment are aggressive and destructive. The less your compassion is controlled by the external, the more powerful and assertive your compassion can be. You decide what controls your compassion. We need compassion in order to create and assert sustainable solutions and sustainable paths to those solutions. If you see anyone as less than another for whatever reason, this is your own pain. It's your own pain coming to the surface to be seen by you and to be filled with your compassion and your love. Otherwise, this pain will block you from being compelled into your best life. Compassion is a light, destroying any darkness, and guides you on the path of your best life, a life that is beneficial to all lives, regardless of circumstance. When you experience difficult emotions for yourself or for someone else, keep your compassion strong. Compassion is wise and it understands the roots of problems. Pain combined with compassion leads you to increased insight and creativity in your understandings of problems and in creating compassionate changes and solutions. But pain without compassion eventually hits a brick wall of despair, a brick wall of helplessness and destruction. This is the suffering that comes from a lack of compassion. Number 3, you can let go of obstacles that are blocking you from compassion's creativity in your life. Compassion does not exist conditional to factors of cause and consequence. This does not take away fault, responsibility, or cause, but decoupling compassionate purposes and goals from judgment or blame of a person or a group of people gives you freedom from less than sanctimonious righteous certainty. In other words, judgment against a person blocks your mind. It limits you from using compassion's information to be creative in developing meaningful purposes, goals, and solutions from expanded perceptual territories. So let go of focusing on blame. It blocks your insight. If you were in the other person's shoes, you would have all the roots that brought them to this moment. When your heart is filled with compassion for all sufferers, whether it appears to be suffering they caused or not, you are, ironically, emotionally and intellectually free from what you would otherwise think was limiting or controlling your compassion. Compassion has no use for blame. You are the sole person responsible for your degree of compassion and its motivations and manifestations in your life. This gives you power. If someone is suffering and you think they caused their own suffering, you still cannot blame them for your lack of compassion for them. If your compassion is limited or controlled by judgment, you're the one limiting the power of your compassion, and you then limit your own opportunities to share in purposeful, compassionate solutions and to create your own internal joy. So is there a limit to your compassion? No. It is simply you tapping into the fabric that all life grows its roots from and into. When you tap into and flow from compassion, you are free from emotional attachments to or dependency on the things that cause problems and division. You can then be secure while feeling the pain of others. Their pain becomes as important as your own, but it does not take away any of your strength. In fact, Feeling this increases your motivation and your emotional strength. The joy of others also becomes as joyful to you as your own joy. Compassion can guide you and show you the enormous potential for the impact and power of your life with every life. There is an infinite full picture to see, and compassion helps us appreciate this bigger picture more. Number 4, we must learn the lessons that nature teaches us about compassion. Nature teaches us about the simplicity and complexity of mutual connections and how to create compassionate solutions. Each life is having a unique experience in its physical body. In nature, we see that each of our experiences are totally connected and not severed by having separate physical bodies. Your strength is in your interdependence with the web of life. The more intertwined the roots of trees are with each other and with the land, the stronger the individual tree. You are a part of nature. Your life, including your love, is interwoven with all of life. This is true for every person, every group, and every subgroup. Everything you do, everything you are, impacts the environment. This is literal and factual. We are born into bodies that are literally nourishment for other life. If an animal ate you, your body is able to become its nourishment. In the end, your body can become nourishing soil for the earth. You are born interconnected physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually with all life. You are life, nourishing life. In nature, no life is able to survive alone. We are a part of nature. Each life evolves from subsystems that evolved from the collective of all life. Systems that include and are not limited to human life. The more intertwined your compassion is with all life, the stronger you are. As humans, our interdependence and our compassion strengthen each other. This is the ethics of compassion, and it can be witnessed in nature. In nature, our compassion helps our evolution. It creates a unique form of intelligence, letting us feel and better understand the nature that we are a part of. Nature's intelligence can guide our evolution if we let it. Through nature, we have access to so much information. Nature is rich with all the information we need. But if we refuse to feel for the lives we touch, we make ourselves weak and ignorant, and we become self-destructive. How does your life nourish the world? What fruit grows from your life? Look at your lifestyle and your habits clearly so that you can know what is nourishing your joy and what does not satisfy your appetite to uplift all life. To experience joy, feed others by growing the fruit of your life from compassion and wisdom and love. Be emotionally available to listen with your heart to others' hearts that are asking you to see the consequences of your choices. When you are open to compassion, you can be trusted because you have the motivation and courage to align your thoughts and behaviors with reverence for all life, honoring your deep interdependence with all life. Rather than being hungry for connection, you can be full of compassion and stay motivated. In nature, it's in being with and feeling compassion with others that healing occurs. And this experience is not limited in the ways that we tend to think it is. If you're alone in the woods or on a mountain or on the sea, you can still experience compassionate activity working within you. When you think you are alone, in nature or otherwise, your compassion makes you know you are never alone. Number 5, learn the value of emotional security for your own life and every life. Compassion increases your emotional security. The stronger your compassion is, the more you can sense security in our interdependency. So this guides you in asserting honest connections and in making wise decisions. You increase your emotional intelligence when you know that what you do to any life, you do to yourself. We all value security, and we cannot have security in a sustainable way at the cost of another's security. It is a matter of fact that the well-being of each life is interdependent with the collective well-being. This is not an idea or a theory, it's a fact. In this way, compassion is like a boomerang. To quote Jesus of Nazareth regarding this boomerang effect, quote, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." End quote. Whatever blocks your compassion is a blockage to your life's purpose and meaning. This means that as you become aware of what you have within yourself and you put that out into the world, you will be less controlled by negativity around you. But access to this part of yourself is not a given or to be taken for granted. It has to be nurtured. Nurture your compassion by using the evidence of your life to show all lives they belong. With compassion, you can carry hope for others until they can hold their own hope. In this kind of a process, you will see the physical evidence of compassion as it strengthens the security of your own emotions. Number 6, nourish your mind with healthy chemicals to increase the power of your compassion. Just as what you eat determines if you promote disease or health in your body, how you interpret and perceive others is how you feed your mind. If you feed your mind with fear, you will be afraid to connect openly, and you'll be weakened by fear's toxic chemicals which produce anxiety. This blocks the strength of your compassion. But if you feed your mind with love, you free yourself of so many toxins, and you're strengthened to courageously open your heart and connect with compassion to the experiences of others. You have the power to anchor yourself in love and joy. They are always within you. The more you are controlled by materialism or fear or division, the less free you are to access and experience love and compassion. Giving yourself the freedom to access love is what makes for joy in life. If you liked this video, please click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with others. Videos on this channel are about love's power, about nature, about relationships, and more, and it's free to subscribe. Welcome, and thank you so much for your time.